we have a treat for y'all today. We are checking out a plan that we have never shown on this channel. We are on the 80-foot section out here in Jubilee in the beautiful Hockley that is exploding right now. And we're checking out this beautiful Perry home. It's right under 5,000 square feet. Base price on this one is gonna be about $870. Of course, this one like this, probably we're creeping into the million, okay? But I wanted you to see it because the last time we were here, this thing was just sticks, and now it is a beautifully decorated model, and it took my breath away on the step in, and I think that y'all are gonna love it too. We're also gonna check out some of the other series that have come to the neighborhood. We have some newcomers like Chesmar on their Chateau Series. That's a little bit more townhome style like you'll see in some of the other neighborhoods. And David Weekley also came with a new model that I believe they brought their alleyway series over here. So we got a lot to see. If that sounds good, stay tuned. All right. First things first, this elevation is gorgeous. Now, don't get catfished. That would normally be a garage portion. This one comes, I believe, stock with a 4-car garage on it. So for the big house, a lot of car lovers, this one is the one for you. Nearly 5,000 square feet on this one. And you got some of the familiar kind of layouts that you would get with big Perry homes on their big 2 stories. Got your dining off to one side, gorgeous. And then you come through and you have a super pretty office. I love how the windows frame this wall over here. This is, oh my goodness. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Some of the things I'm noticing, really big baseboards, 8-foot doors throughout on a house this size is pretty standard. Looks like they put the wood in here. Okay, go on off, Perry. And then of course, tall ceilings, spiral staircase, really wide corridors is really an elegant feel that you get when you go into, especially the really big Perrys, but even on their smaller footprint homes, you'll get, comparing a 40 to a 40, 50 to a 50, 60 to a 60, you're gonna get wider corridors, taller ceilings. Is just something that kind of comes with getting a Perry home. And I can see why y'all are such fans of it. Sell a lot of these. Sell a lot of Perrys all over the Houston metro. Definitely one of you guys' favorite builders on the channel. And I was waiting for this one to be finished because I hadn't seen one this wide from Perry. I want to say since maybe like Cane Island days. It's been a while since I've seen a Perry that is this wide. Speaking of Cane Islands, I think they have lakes of Cane Island that just broke ground. And so we'll probably be out there pretty soon. We'll pass through. This would normally just be garage that you see, so super wide. And then I think one of those is gonna be tandem to give you the 4-car. Love that they hid this little half bath back here. So people that you're entertaining on this first level don't need to go into anyone's bedroom to use a bathroom. So always important, always a great feature in my opinion. And then we got so much storage in here. It's a ton of storage. Now, not connected to the primary. That's what how this one is laid out, but that's okay. Not too far. This one is framed up like it's gonna have a secondary primary back here, so hold on. We'll get there. Let's just keep Checking out, loving the cabinets to the top, waterfall, and they went all out with this model. Double ovens with the microwave, all inset, upgraded cooktops. I love the waterfall. Old school, one of the builders that still will give you a real fireplace. Gorgeous. Let's go check out this secondary. It looks like a secondary primary, and we got a hidden stair. Yes, we do. What? We're gonna save that little route for last. So this one has its own ensuite, giving secondary primary downstairs. Really, really nice. Pocket door. Hey, pocket door. Nice. Not the hugest, but if you have a parent living with you, if you got a kid that's getting their life together, definitely enough for not the main people of the house. If for storage, definitely enough for them. Of course, some of the biggest back patios in all of Houston. I would say that Perry Homes has to be the back patio king of Houston. It's just like this one is probably actually, now that I'm looking at this just structural wise, none of this is added on space. So I would say that this is probably the default back patio for this one, just because that's going to be the primary and that's going to be that secondary primary over here. So nothing was added on this side of the house to make it wider. So this one actually looks like just the base back patio. I just look at, you got 3 different sections back here just for your outdoor entertainment. This one is going to be probably a little bit of an oversized lot just to accommodate a house that is this big and still have all of this space back here. But as you see where this little cornhole place is, perfect place for a pool. Still got room, still got grass, still got places to put your little putt-putt and everything that you would want to do for outdoor entertainment. You could do it all with this much room. Gorgeous. Love that. I'm very interested to see what's that way, but we ain't done downstairs. We're gonna go check that out. So far we've had a dining and an office, secondary, primary off there, off the kitchen. Now we go down this little corridor. Storage. We in Texas, we need that storage. And then you come into your wall of windows. I love a Perry wall of windows. Love it. Love. Ceiling height in here feels amazing. Gorgeous. Really big room. Of course, you see all this oversized furniture in here, multiple chairs in here. Gorgeous. Looks like we have a split closet. Another more distinctly Perry thing. Dual vanity with enough room for a make-ready station. They didn't add that in here. I wonder if on this side maybe you could add a little make-ready station here. Standalone tub, peekaboo shower. They looking at you, you looking at them. Everybody's all right. Good sized closet. Usually the one on the right is the bigger closet. We'll see if they follow that little trend over here in this McMansion over here. These look about the same size. So nobody is really getting the short end of the stick in this one. And that is where your toilet would be. So yeah, first floor of this house is, ooh, my goodness. Loving the windows, loving how just big this room feels. There's probably been 2 plans that I've loved the primary more for a period, and one of them is, there's one that is a little bit taller, and so you got like an extra row of windows, and then there's another one that is like a true 2-story primary that feels like a custom home. I'm drawing a blank on that one. I think it's a 70-foot plan. Man, I think I showed it in my neighborhood of Meridiana, because we go out to 70-foot over there, and it has a 2-story primary. So it's just crazy with the amount of windows. Now, is it gonna feel crazy hot if you don't have blinds and in the summer like it is right now? I don't know, but the look of it is crazy, and that gives me similar vibes just with how elegant and tall that feels. But now we are going to make our way upstairs and see if the vibes continue. All right. So, looking at the little spiral, and they went all out. I mean, wood on everything, upgraded wood instead of a tile or a vinyl down. Gotta show love first and foremost to the Peekaboo crew. Both ways on this one. Gorgeous. All right, we'll start on this wing and work our way back. So, secondary. I love the corner window. So now they've done that in the office and the secondary bedroom on the same wing. Good size closet. Looks like they have Jack and Jilled. And so for those of y'all that ain't new, you know that means I'm walking around because I need the minutes. Take our time with it. Come back over here. Is this attic or is it storage? More storage. Never a bad thing in a big Houston house like this. It's never a bad thing. Another good sized room. I'm not really feeling anything that feels like it's a thrown away space. You can get a king size bed in here. Place to put your TV. There's a little offset. It's not a full clean wall, just with how it's framed up. But that's okay. Good sized closets for everybody so far. Four beds so far. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 1, 2 down. This is the 5th bedroom, okay? And this is for the favorite kid. They got their own ensuite. Good size closet. Really good size bedroom. I think Channing would have picked this one, y'all. I think Channing would have picked this one. Really good size. Now, the one thing before we get to the game loft area. The one thing that I'm wondering is if you were to build this, how would they restructure this to give everybody their own bathroom? Because there's enough space in here to probably make it happen where everybody gets their own little small bathroom, but it looks like for whatever reason they went Jack and Jill on this one. Not uncommon. Now we come into the fun area. Okay, so I see a little room back there, hoping that is a media room. Oh, they added a half bath right here off of the game room. I'm always a fan when they do that, because that means that your guest doesn't have to go into someone's bedroom during all this fun. You bring people to your house, now they all in your bathroom, going all through your room. It's like, nah, stay in them common areas, bruh. Great size. Let's see if they have the attic open. Do have the attic open. It is hot as I don't know what. Not really much space, so on this one, there are likely variations of this plan where you could probably get a 6-bedroom out of it. They would probably want you to get rid of this movie room that we're going into to make it easier, because all of their HVAC is in there. But if we dug through enough plans, I'm sure there is oh my goodness. If we dug through enough plans, I'm sure there's a version that has everything that we've seen today and an additional bedroom. With Perry Homes basically being the go-to builder for decades here, and being one of the most well-known on so many different size footprints, they have thousands of plans. And I've personally had clients where they saw a plan that wasn't shown on the website for that neighborhood, but it was of the correct width. And we've actually gotten it approved to be built in that neighborhood. So just because you don't see it on the website doesn't mean that you can't have it built. So if you saw an 80-foot somewhere else and you wanted it to be here, we would have to get developer approval. But it is possible as long as they have a lot that can hold it. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. One of the craziest Perry home models. The only thing they missing on this is a random back patio, balcony patio. That's the only thing they're really missing on this. We got 5 beds, really huge game room, really huge media room, double primary down, really oversized secondary bedroom upstairs. But that is what you should expect, right, in a 5,000 square foot home. So as we wrap this one up, again, this one base price is going to be about $870, all dolled up, probably touching $1 million. The one thing that I will say is a beautiful change, or a beautiful thing about going with Perry, is that they give you so much stuff that is base, right? So there are certain tiles and flooring that come base and standard. Some of the cabinet layouts are base and standard. 8-foot doors, base and standard. On a lot of these plans, the fireplace is standard. There's just things that oversized patios are usually standard, right? Now the sliders, waterfall, wood flooring, some of this other stuff that you're seeing in here is going to be, obviously because it is a model home, be upgraded. But if you were to go base plan and probably put about, I would say 30 to 40 grand to making it just a little bit prettier, this will be one of the most gorgeous homes that you can get, just because a lot of stuff comes standard, where with some of the other builders, you'd have to pay for 8-foot doors. You'd have to pay for some of these cabinet configurations. There's some of those things, right? But yeah, in terms of pricing, again, this one's base $870. Right now, they have a few in inventory that are not quite as big, but are hovering between $870 and looks like we're hovering between $870 and $950 on the 80-foot section. And so that is about what to expect. But beautiful start. Of course, you're in Jubilee, so you have all of the healthy features that come with being in this neighborhood, the mindfulness, the thoughtfulness, the water filters, the higher filters for your HVAC system. So you're getting cleaner air, you're getting the light features that come in that match your circadian rhythm. You're getting a lot of stuff that comes with being a part of this neighborhood that you wouldn't get maybe in other neighborhoods. And then you can turn around and get you a mansion like this. But we got more to see. And so coming out of a home like that is that big, right next door to J. Patrick, that is a custom home or more custom home builder, the question or the conversation that you're gonna have is, Perry is fairly flexible, but they are more likely to shepherd you to a different plan than they are to configure things. So if you're gonna be playing in Jubilee at this size of a footprint, you're going really big, you're over, 4,000 square foot wide of or 4,000 square feet on a home. And the question is, at this price point, do I go custom or a more customized approach and experience versus something that is a little bit more production, right? And that is gonna come down to your personal preference. If you know that you have a sticking point, if you know that there's a space that you wanna modify and have that builder modify before you move in it, then that is likely not gonna be Perry, okay? And that is just something that you have to get used to. So like on this one, for example, if you needed a 6-bedroom and you wanted to turn this office into something else and they're not likely gonna do it, the general rule of thumb that they have is if they don't have to change the foundation and if they don't have to change walls too much, they'll entertain it. But I've seen them in real time say, you may not want this plan, you might wanna go to this plan instead because it'll be cheaper than having us modify it, okay? So if you're gonna have very specialized needs that have a very hands-on approach to moving things, then I would say something like J. Patrick would be probably a little bit better out here. But it looks like they have the largest portion of these oversized, gigantic lots. And so if you just want the sheer size and you're okay with going with something that's a little bit more stock and repetitive, then that would be a production builder like Perry Homes in this neighborhood. But again, that's a personal preference. I got some people that don't want to deal with all the customization and the length of time that it takes to build and all the stuff that comes with going to more custom home. They want that production speed. And so that would leave us with Perry. But with either one of these at this budget, I don't think you can go wrong in this neighborhood. For those of y'all that have been rocking with me for, I'll say the last 6 years now, y'all will remember when I went to the Groves and I fell in love with those plans. And it looks like those plans have made their way over to Jubilee, right? And so we're gonna check out some of these gorgeous homes. And there was a point in time where you couldn't tell me that I wasn't gonna be in the Groves. They did everything I wanted them to do at the time. Timing just wasn't right for us. We had just bought a house. It made no sense for us to try to sell that house to get up to Humble at that time. Life moves on. You see different things. You get inspired by different things. And we ended up buying the Highland home that we're in right now. But there's a point in time, especially as we pan over to this model over here, I remember seeing something like it in Humble and I was like, yep, need it. I need that. It gave that city feel. It gave elevated touches in the burbs, and it was in a great neighborhood, and that was everything that I wanted. But let's see if these two models do to you what they did to me all those years ago. But up first, we're gonna start with the Cody plan. I believe this one base price starts at around $370. This is the 35 foot. So I'm interested to see how they use the space. Really nice wide corridor. We do have an office, excuse me. Do have an office, little flex space over there. Laundry with folding station, really nice. Half bath off of the flex space. And then you get this, right? Now this is gonna be a little bit of reverse for a lot of y'all because it's the alley series. So your garage is technically in the back or in like a shared drive that you have. And so this nice big window is technically off of like a secondary street that shouldn't be the main driving street, right? But it's just, the house is just kind of in reverse from where you would normally see it, okay? But look at the vibes you get. Toilet, you still get standalone tub, standalone shower, updated finishes. We're so new over here, they're still running on generators, guys. So if it gets a little loud, don't worry about it. We out here getting you in here. We out here getting you in here first. They had a realtor event like a week or so ago that I wasn't able to make it because I was out at a wedding. But I wanted y'all to see this. Good sized closet, man. Got some thoughtful built-ins. Does what you needed to do. This feels wider than a 35 foot. This feels like it has the width actually of like a 50 foot. This feels a little bit wider than our bathroom on our 50 foot. And then just that, man. Oh, my goodness. Slide down again, it feels wider than the numbers say. We got a little dining niche over here, which I love. If we're gonna do it, make it feel thoughtful and kind of tucked away. Beautiful. Cabinets to the top. Built-in appliances, no slide-in stuff. Range hoods on 35 foot. Again, the vibes. The vibes. And before we go outside and check out the back patio and go upstairs, this is going to be your pantry area across from your kitchen. So it does have pretty good flow. And then we're gonna slide into this little, you didn't expect to get all that in here, did you? I know you didn't. I know you didn't expect to get all that in here. Absolutely gorgeous. And I know you didn't expect to have all that up there, did you? You didn't. I know. Hey, I know. Hey, I'm telling you, these plans did it to me too. Don't worry about it. You're safe. It's a safe space. It's okay. All right? But yeah, given the same vibes that they gave me all those years ago. So this would be where your actual garage is normally, okay? Excuse this, I'll probably cut the audio on this one because them generators are booming, but I just want you to see that you do have a back patio. And that's where your garage will be. Out of that noise and into this gorgeous home. But again, things that I'm noticing: cabinets to the top, Nice range hoods, nice cooktops, appliances, in cabinetry, 8-foot doors. These are very upgraded features that you can get in a smaller package and keep the vibes, right? We got little mini peekaboos, right? We keep on going up. We got the real peekaboos for the peekaboo crew. And not to mention, this house is really cool. I know my wife is gonna get on me for saying this, but they are one of the most energy efficient builders in all of Houston. They do the spray foam attic. And so even if I were to go in the attic right now, I probably wouldn't sweat because they are usually a little bit more conditioned than the average builder. And so that means you don't have a hot ceiling. That means your room is gonna be cooler, right? Come in here, it's instantly cooler. Peekaboo from the game room. Just look at the vibes, man. Flex room upstairs, game room, little sitting area, TV. I think this is probably the best way to use this, honestly, because you're not really gonna have a movie room in a house this size, right? You're not really gonna have that. You don't have the room for it. So to have a secondary place to either put kids or to put guests or whatever like this, where you can put a nice little sectional in here and put another nice TV to kind of have some separation between the main area and up here, I think this is a great use of space, okay? Check out the rest of these. So there's another little secondary bedroom, and they just showed you everything that I told you about. Ceiling is wide open, room is still cold. Okay. Probably got this locked, but yeah, that would be your closet on there. They're probably storing some stuff in there, okay? Little linen closet. Gorgeous. And then last but not least, oh, Chenny would love this room. Oh my gosh. Gorgeous. Yeah, not too big. We're not gonna cap about it. It's not too big. Gotta be another little attic space back there. Not too big, but this is perfect for a little starter family, right? I think this is honestly the perfect home. I think this is the perfect home for someone that is like we were 4 or 5 years ago. We have a very small baby. You don't really need a lot of yard. And because you don't need a lot of yard, once that time comes where you actually need the yard, you're in a neighborhood that has the amenities to entertain that bambino, right? And so I think this one can help extend the lifestyle that you can get in your neighborhood, can help extend the usefulness of a house like this, because it's going to give you a good usable amount of space at a super affordable price point, right? The base on this one I think is $375. And so to get something that looks comparable to this at $375, under $400,000 in a neighborhood like this, and still have tall ceilings, tall doors, you know, good finishes, good flooring, peekaboos, nice banisters, nice touches. To be able to get all of this under $4, great size back patio is, to me, that's crazy. That's a good deal, in my opinion, right? Now, in this neighborhood and like neighborhoods like it, of course, you can always spend more to get bigger. If you know, like now this wouldn't work because Chandler is outside. And to say this girl is so prissy, to say this girl is such a little baby doll when it comes to just being like, oh, dainty. That girl like to be outside. That girl like to sweat, and she like to be muddy. She likes to get wet. She likes to do all of those things. And so this wouldn't work for us, mainly because she likes to be in her own backyard several times a day, okay? And on these, unless you get a super oversized yard, you don't really have a lot of back. It's like a lot of side yard and a little bit of a little cubby where your back patio has a little bit of space off of it. And so at this age, I don't think it would work. If she was younger, that 1-2, where she's still kind of figuring out, we're trying to see if she actually likes outside or she's cool with going to a park, all these things, it will work perfectly there. But if you were to buy at that young Bambino age in a neighborhood like this, and then you discover that they do need a little bit more yard, then we can have that conversation of should we move, should we stay, all of those things. We can get more nuanced at that point. But I think that this is still giving me those. This house is so pretty, and I'm not gassing you. This house is so nice and has such great spaces that I would, if I were still looking, would seriously consider this and say, how could I make this work for our family? It's that good, right? And this is one of the smaller ones. And so I'm interested to see what next door does, because I think that one is going to be a few hundred more square feet larger. And I'm interested to see what spaces we get with that plan. But out the gate, David Weekley has always been one of those secret sleeper builders that I just love. And whenever someone says anything about the insulation or energy efficiency, kind of making fun of how many times I say that in a video, it is true. I love them. They were one of the first new construction homes that I sold in one of these type of communities, and so I've always had a special place in my heart for David Weekley. I love him, and every time that I get an opportunity to show him, I love to do that. And who knew that you could get all of this grandeur in a 35-foot wide home? Well, let's go check out the 40-foot and see if y'all like that one like I like this one. All right. We have their 40-foot Gunderson plan. And I am really intrigued. And I'm peeking to the back and I'm seeing things I love already. Wrap it up. Hold up. Hold up. I'm seeing things that I love already. Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. One of the things that you notice, we have a very nice size flex area, office area, what could be converted into a media area. Really great size flex space, okay? Seeing the 8-foot doors, again, 8-foot doors, cabinets to the top, again, things that I am loving. Let's get back into it. Got a half bath in here. So for the people that you are entertaining, people downstairs, they don't have to go into someone's bedroom. Still have the cabinets to the top. I would imagine that you could do the range hood, you could do all the cooktops and things like we just saw in the last plan, if you chose to upgrade it. But I think this is good to see, so you can see options in this home. Gorgeous. This one has a little bit more of a traditional pantry area. And so I'm seeing the zhuzh that you get with that extra square footage. This would normally be your mudroom area off of your 3-car garage. I believe this one does come as a 3-car garage. Yes, it does. And so on a 40-foot wide product, you can get a 3-car tandem, which is very unique. Now, what that says to me structurally about this is, because I'm getting all this, I ain't even showed you the zhuzh of it yet. Look at this. 40-foot home. Look at this. Look at the zhuzh. We got sliders to your side patio on your side yard. We got things. Because, back to my point, because of the structural stuff that I'm seeing in here, that means that probably all your bedrooms are up, which is also kind of a more city vibe. And so the plan that we actually liked from all those years ago when we were looking in the Groves, it was all the bedrooms were up, which is very similar to the home that we bought in the Independence Heights area that we have as a rental now, okay? And so I'm interested to see if they land upstairs, because that one did. I'm just, let me get on outside. Let me stop yapping and get on outside. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, now again, do you have space? Yes. Is that enough space to play cornhole with your kid? Yes. Is there enough space to have a barbecue and have a few people over? Yes. Is it enough to have a bounce? No, right? So there's a level of sacrifice that you're getting on this style of homes because of the proximity and how they have to lay them out to get as many of these homes in a section. That's a trade-off, okay? So if you can live without having a super huge yard, or you have the funds to pay for a bigger lot to put something like this on, go for it. But let's run the numbers and make sure it makes sense, right? I don't want you to overpay for something that in the future we won't be able to rent or be able to sell very easily without you taking a loss. So we would look at those. But if this is what you want to do with it, I ain't gonna stop you. If you need the yard, you would have to get an oversized yard, probably a corner lot, which they're probably gonna charge you a premium to put something like this on it, okay? But look at the vibes, man. Good sized room. This is giving me Everly vibes for those of y'all that have followed me for a while and know how I used to feel or how I still feel about the Everly plan from Highland Homes. There are some parts of this that feel outstanding, except the Everly squeezed in a primary and maybe that back space, right? There was enough space that they figured out how to put a primary down. And so for people that are living and looking at more traditional homes, they may still look at the Everly and be like, yeah, I would pick that over this, but I'm not mad at how this is shaping up. With the big if that the upstairs is gonna be as nice as I think it should be, okay? But let's see. So we're going upstairs. We got windows in your staircase area. Love that. That's giving more custom home vibes, bigger home vibes. I love what this does. Oh my goodness. Loft, little TV area again. Because this home is basically flipped, your primary is going to be the opposite of where you think it should be. And I know that in itself is going to make some people be like, that feels weird, because they think that it should be in the back of the house, but technically the back of the house is the front of the house. It just gets weird, okay? Don't worry about it, just go with it. But the space is lovely. Look how much space you have in here. They showed you that super shower. They got fancy. They put that. Put that marble on the floor, let you know they ain't playing in this super shower. Really good size. Really good size, man. No complaints. I have no complaints so far. Let's see how they wrap up the rest of the wing. But that's a great size room. Great size room. For the Peekaboo crew, I know y'all know I wasn't gonna leave y'all hanging like that. We still got a little peekaboo. A little storage. Love the catwalk, it just feels really elegant. Good secondary bedroom. Really good size. This is wide. You could probably fit a queen in here pretty easily with all this headboard wall. TV on this wall. Nothing spectacular about the closets, but honestly, when you're under 50 foot wide, most times on most builders, the closets are a little bit small when you kind of come to that size footprint. And then you got another secondary bedroom that they are showcasing as a little workout gym. And then we got a shared bath. So my only critique on this plan is that it feels like we are short one bathroom up here. And I would imagine that there are plans where you can maybe squeeze in an ensuite. And also just looking at the structure of this one, no, your bathroom. I was about to say it looks like you got attic space behind you to maybe do another space, but this one has your bathroom behind you. So this is what this layout is. And so, being honest, I love some of these touches a lot. Base price on this one is $389, I believe. And it gives you features, it gives you vibes, it gives you, like I was talking about previously, this gives you that we coming from the city, we got a kid now, and we don't want to be in the city no more. We want to be out in the burbs a little bit. We want to get into these school systems. We're willing to pay the taxes to do that. This is what this gives to me, and I think it does a great job of doing that, right? They do have other plans. I'll ask Allie. Allie is the sales rep out here. She's off today. I'll ask Allie in terms of customizations, what can be added to this plan, whether it's another bedroom or bath or any of those kind of things. But yeah, man, I am a fan of this plan because it's doing some of the best of layout wise what you can do in a 40 to 45 foot wide kind of product, giving you the tall ceilings, giving you the open concept, giving you a place to put your table, giving you a place to put your TV, gives you a flex office media space off the front, under 400,000 base in a neighborhood like this. I just lean that this would be for younger parents because of the side yard not really being the hugest, but this one has a pretty nice size on it. Again, can you have a barbecue? Yes. Can you have a little cookout gathering? You know, FIFA right now. Can you have people indoor, outdoor, entertaining? Absolutely. Are you gonna get the biggest bounce in the world? No, right? Could you get you a little inflatable pool to put out there? Yeah, right? So it's stuff that will work for a little kid, and then the fact that you don't have a primary bed down, everything is up. I know me and these knees be kneeing sometimes, and I think just as every year passes, I get more and more in a mode of trying to convince Rissa to just get a big one-story house. right? That has all the spaces that we want. And so those will be the two hesitations for this not necessarily being for an older family or an older person looking to buy this home, but for somebody coming from the city, if you're younger, older, and you want these elevated vibes, you know, tall 8-foot doors and cabinets that go all the way top to the ceiling, you know, really big picture windows behind you. If you want all those vibes, you can get that with David Weekley over here, starting under $400,000. Crazy. Now, we have one more section to go and check out. It is the Chateau Series. It's one that I've sold a lot of in my neighborhood of Meridiana. I haven't sold any here because they just opened up this section, but I feel like after this video that might be the case, right? We might run it up because the pricing is good, and I know what that type of product can be for a metro, right? It's going to be that entry-level barrier to get you into a neighborhood that you want to test out for the most affordable price possible. That's what Chesmar on that Chateau always provides in every metro. That's why I'm such a fan of them. That's why I've sold so many of them. We're going to go see if they came with it. If they open, I'm hoping that they open. They kind of have weird hours. It's Monday and they kind of have weird hours on Monday, so I'm hoping that they're open. If not, we'll stand out in front of it and end the video, but if it's still open, we'll go and check it out. All right, family, we got a couple that we're gonna even save for next time. So that model, the Versailles plan, you guys love that. It's one of our models actually in Meridiana, so you've seen it quite a few times, but not with the changes and modifications that they said they have done over here. So next time I come back out here, we're gonna check that one out, as well as it looks like J. Patrick and Coventry's 55-foot models are now open. And so we're gonna go and check those out the next time we're out here. But for the meantime, we're gonna go and check out the Tamley plan. It is, again, on their Chateau Series. It's this one-story home behind me. I've never shown it on this channel before, and so let's experience it together right now. All right, getting it going on the Tamley plan. Let's see what y'all think. Pretty. Cute little foyer area. Looks like we do have a little guest suite in the back. Good sized closet. Tall ceilings, things that I'm noticing in here. Good sized baseboards. Makes this space feel way bigger. Just because of the nice touches that you get in here. This is about 1,700 square feet. Love. Beautiful. It's great touches, man. Great, great, great touches. Let's check out back here. This would typically be your garage area. They connected to the what? They got fancy. They connected it to the laundry. All right, so we'll make our way back there. But I love, again, how on all these smaller plans that we checked out today, that they had thoughtful design of finding ways to make that feel like dining. All of those windows being there, you're not gonna put your TV there, right? You're not gonna use that for anything else, but to have it framed with all these windows right here just screams to put a table this size right here. Just thoughtful design. I think is beautiful. And Chesmar just be doing this Chesmar thing, man. Chesmar got a special place in my heart, man. I'm a cup Chesmar everywhere. They do a really great job. They have really great customer service experiences with my clients. They usually have some of the best incentives, usually covering your closing costs or paying a lower interest rate. It's just stuff that you just get with them. I'm a fan. So this is gonna be your pantry off of your kitchen. So check out your back patio area. Cute, man. Again, same kind of vibe for this style of a home. It's not going to be a ton of yard, but to ask yourself the same question. That I asked earlier, can you put an inflatable pool? Yes. Can you have a little cookout, indoor, outdoor? Yes. Right? Can you just sit out and enjoy a nice breeze like I'm hearing and feeling right now? Yep. You can do all those things. It's enough. Secondary bedroom on this one. That is doubling as an office for show purposes of this one. Closet. And primary is super wide, so you can get a king size in here. View to your backyard. Tons of room in here. I like what they did to make this room feel bigger with the ceiling detail, vaulting it a little bit. I'm a fan, man. Crock pot tub. Shout out to Jasmine. Do have a crock pot. Standard things, typically tiled to the ceiling for all showers. At least that's what is standard on the south side in Meridiana. It looks like it has made its way over here as well. We got linen. Have a really nice size closet, man, that cuts over into your connected laundry, which is a feature that is largely on plans that are 60 foot and wider, man. It's really, really, really thoughtful designs. But yeah, that is the video for today, man. You've been watching me for close to an hour now. We've been rocking out for a good little bit. You haven't called, texted, emailed, done any of the stuff that would get us in contact with each other to make sure that we're working towards you and your family's real estate goals. So I'm gonna give you a second. I'm sure at this point you've seen my QR code flash. That is a direct link to book a call. I'm sure you've seen the number flash. You can call that. That's gonna reach out. Honestly, that's gonna reach out to an AI assistant. The AI assistant is gonna ask you for some basic information, and they're gonna shepherd you over to that link to book a call, right? And so I think that's the best, most efficient way to make sure that we're taking care of your needs and getting your questions answered, because no matter whether this is your first time buying a home, whether this is your second or third time buying a home, it's a big deal, and you're doing some level of research right now, and I'm thankful that you are looking at me as a potential answer and a solution to some of those questions that you have for this next journey. The only way I can do that is if we connect and we go over your needs and do the things and the steps that we got to do before we can take that next step together. But I would love to do that. I worked with all of these builders that you've seen today multiple times, even this year. Yeah, this year I've done a few with Chesmar, I've done a few with David this year, David Weekley this year. Now I got a couple going with Perry right now. Okay, so it's one of those things where the likelihood of us being able to get you some extra closing costs, some extra design center money, some extra incentive, those blinds, those appliances, something on top, the likelihood of that happening when using somebody like myself that has these relationships and has closed these contracts with these builders is more likely if you go and work with me. Okay, but yeah, that's the video for the day. If you want to go out here and tour solo, that's fine. A lot of them will have like a guest card that you can sign and say who your agent is, put my info down, and then that way when the money's on the line and it's serious and we're talking contract stuff, they'll reach out to me and I can be that buffer between you and the sales teams for these builders. But I enjoyed myself today. We had a mansion and we had the other side of that, the starter homes. We had some beautiful options, with this one being one of the best starter home options at a price that's going to be in that like low threes to get something like this and be in a neighborhood like this of Jubilee that's as close as you are to Cypress and as close as you're going to be to the Toro District and as close as you are to premium shopping, malls, restaurants, movie theaters, all the things that you would need. You're here at 300,000-ish. That's crazy. Keep that in mind, okay? But if you loved this video and you love this style of home, I absolutely know that you are gonna love this video right here.